ever considered getting electronics in Singapore? If you are somebody who's coming from different countries, you may consider Singapore as one of the greatest place to buy electronics. But it's good to also consider the cost. It's super expensive getting electronics in Singapore. So there are different places that you can buy electronics from, and so there are some retail stores, but there's also some other discount stores that are there. So what I want to do is to take you around to some of these stores and show you what options you have so that you can choose and decide which one you want to consider to buy from. Some of the places that you want to consider are a place like Harvey Norman, there is the Challenger, there is Quartz, and then there is Simlim, which is another location that has different stores that can get you those electronics at a discount rate. So let's go and check them out one by one, and then you'll get to see the different price options, and then you can make a decision on what is your preference in terms of where to buy electronics from when you're in Singapore. So first up is the Challenger. As you can see here in this store, the Challenger, they have all sorts of electronics, from headsets or microphones, to cables, all the way to phones and laptops. Essentially the full suite of electronics that you want to get. Okay, so if you look for brands that are familiar with most people like Samsung, you can see here they have this Galaxy S8 Ultra. It's a laptop here. It's like a 2-in-1 and it goes for 2,209. Galaxy iPad here it's going for about 1,500. So the MacBook Air 13.6 inch, which is this one here, normally goes for 1,700 and now it's at 1,599. Okay, what's the reason for the discount?
No, it's just promotion.
It's a promotion. Okay, is it a limited time or is it
this month?
just this month? Okay. Thanks. And then for the new 15 MacBook Air 15 inch, this one right here, this one is going for 1,899. There's also all other sorts of electronics. You can get mouse pads, there's keyboards, you can get your computer bags, and many other options. There's printers as well. If you want a printer, they have a variety here to choose from. So here there's a variety of headsets, and as you can see, they vary. From $250 down to about $40. And this is the Audio Technica brand. Okay, this is Best. Best is also another electronics store. It has different brands, so you can see that they do have Samsung, they have Microsoft, Sony, LG, and they sell all sorts of things from TVs, computers, and printers and so forth. So essentially anything electronic, you can find it here. And so let's check out some of the prices and see what the cost looks like. Here I'm looking at 55-inch Samsung TVs, and you'll see that they range from 1,099 to, and there's one here for 1,500. There's even one here that has a special price of 39.36, and then this one, it's 5,000. So that's the going rate for TVs in Singapore. All right, so this is the Sony corner, and you will see here that we have another 55-inch TV, and it's going for $13.49. And then for the larger screens, like this one, which is a 77-inch TV, this one, it's going for $8,000. So already, as you can tell, electronics are not cheap in Singapore, and I'll keep showing you different electronic options that are here, but generally speaking, you want to be mindful when you decide to come and shop electronics in Singapore. So it depends with the reason why. So sometimes it could be because of the voltage. Obviously Singapore has a different voltage than let's say electronics that are coming from the US. So if you were to bring your electronics, let's say from US, because US might be relatively cheaper than getting your electronics in Singapore, but you would need to bring a converter to convert the voltage so that it can work here. And so that's some of the things that you have to consider, and so that's why some people are willing to just pay the price here, because most of the time if you bring your electronics, if you're not careful, they'll probably just die. Okay, so for the MacBook Air that just came out, the 15-inch, here at best it's going for $18.99. Okay, so this is the one that just came out, as you can see, and this one is going for $18.99. So on the iPhone side, if you see here, iPhone 14 is the one that's in stock. So the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it's going for between $1,800 and $2,700. Okay. Whereas the regular iPhone is going for $1,300 to $1,800. So if you're in Singapore and you want to shop for things like laptops, phones, TV, and all these typical household electronics, you want to be mindful of the price sticker shock, because it's super different from what you would get if you were to buy it anywhere else. And I've checked with a couple of the sales people, and they've told me that the reason for the price is because of the shipping and obviously customs and all these other taxes that have to add up, and it just becomes super expensive. So most people who live in Singapore tend to buy their electronics outside of Singapore and they bring it in. The only thing is the voltage difference, that you want to have a converter. You will need a converter to be able to use those electronics in Singapore. But yeah, so just wanted to give you a sense of what is here. So let's go and see more stores. So you can also get your kitchen items here. They have different options for coffee makers, irons, even your trimmers. You know, you can see that they do carry some here. Yeah, so it's great here that you can find all these in one place. They're great quality and the brands are great, but the price is definitely much more expensive than if you were to buy these outside of Singapore. You can also get your washing machine and dryer. You can see, like for this one here, this one is going, it's an LG and it's going for $23.69. This one here, also an LG, going for $18.49. Yeah, fridges, you can also get different variety. You can see here this fridge, it's a Samsung and it's going for $7,600. next stop is Harvey Norman. So as you can see, Harvey Norman also is another store that has all sorts of electronics and all brands, essentially, you know, from laptops as well, home electronics, TVs. All right, so first stop, I'll come here to the TV section. Here, back to the Samsung TV. And you can see here, for this Samsung TV, it goes for $14,000. So here's another Samsung TV. It's 55 inch, and it goes for $2,700. Okay, so this one also is framed and it's on a stand, so it's pretty cool for those with like a small space in their living room. They can be able to just place it somewhere. So this is what you get here at Harvey Norman. The prices are definitely much higher than even some of the other stores we've seen already. Other key thing to keep in mind if you're considering buying your electronics outside of Singapore to use in Singapore is the warranty. If you buy something outside Singapore, essentially you will not have any warranty, and so that's the other reason why people are willing to pay the high price here, because one, yes, the voltage is one thing, but also warranty is another consideration. See here they have some speakers, and this one is going for $139. You can actually get this exact same speaker on Amazon for like I think $75. So you can see it's almost double the price. So here, if we check for the new MacBook that just came in, the 15-inch, that one is going for $18.99. So this one looks like it's the same price regardless of which store you go to in Singapore. So Harvey Norman also has ironing boards. I can see here they have all this kitchenware. They have microwaves, vacuums, and even ovens, rice cookers, fridges, and so forth. Okay, another thing to consider is the fact that if you buy electronics outside of Singapore, they may not necessarily work. So if you have a smart electronic that has apps that are built in, some of those are disabled so that they cannot work when you bring them to Singapore. So that's another reason why people tend to choose to pay the high price in Singapore so that they can be able to use all the applications that are in the electronics that they buy. Now that you have understood how to shop for electronics in Singapore, you might be wondering, what about other technologies? Is there other options for digital transformation? If that's the case, watch this video next, where I'll walk you through the use cases for vending machines in Japan. So watch this video next, and I'll see you there.